Today, we're going to go over a deck that has reached top 10 in MASTERBALL rank. How good is it really? All right, so here's the deck list. We call it Judge Jeudy. It's by the one and only. I honestly, if I'm being honest, I do not remember your handle on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, but I will go ahead and plug that right here. Shoutouts to you for making this deck. It has worked for you, apparently. Let's see how well it works for me, though. The deck list that we have is 2 Giratina EX, a Mewtwo EX, 2 Potions, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Giant Capes, 1 Rocky Helmet, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Giovanni, 1 Sabrina, 1 Leaf. I don't know why my game is bugging right now. 1 Cyrus, 1 Mars, 1 Pokemon Center Lady, 1 Red, and 1 Dawn. I have things to say about the deck. We'll get into that into the game. But again, credits to you for making this deck. Maybe it's pilot error, but we'll get into it in a little bit. Let's just break down the deck piece by piece in game. See if there's anything that I would change coming from someone who's in Great Balls. So yeah, my words are pure wisdom. But let's just get into some games.
All right, guys, pause real quick. Editing Grim from the future. So apparently Jeudy posted a piloting video on how to actually use the deck correctly. I personally haven't watched it yet. I'm going to go check it out right now. Maybe I'll make a future video on how the deck is actually supposed to be used. But feel free to continue watching the video. Enjoy. That's just it. Just take the video with a grain of salt because I'm probably not piloting it correctly and just piloting it how I think it should be piloted. So if you guys want to know how the deck should be used in its entirety, go check out the video that Jeudy posted. I'll leave it in the description or in the comments somewhere. I'll link you guys to the video. So with that being said, like I said, take the video with a grain of salt, but enjoy. All right, let's get back into it.
All right, game number 1. And I guess I should preface this by saying I have had mixed results with this deck. Technically speaking, I am net positive in like earning ranks. So there is that. I will say that I have gone positive so far. There are a couple things, however, that I want to point out about the deck, and maybe it's just based on the premise that the deck has been public for a handful of days. A lot more people know about it than they did prior. There's a lot to be said. 2 things. My personal gripe about this deck is that, and I feel like it goes to say with every deck, if I'm being honest, I feel like there's something in the MMR, in the ranking system in games, that immediately pairs you with counters and or mirror matches. And the reason I say that is that regardless of whatever deck I'm using at the current moment in time, 3 games pass and the opponents that I'm facing are running perfect counters or the exact same deck, mirror matches, or like slight variations of the same deck. So like as an example, you guys didn't see this, but the Beedrill video that I posted a week prior, I tried recording a video for the Beedrill deck. And during that recording session, it just never came up. It just never happened. It was scrapped footage because the games just weren't not enjoyable to watch. But it was just constant mirror matches or constant counters. And I'm not saying that I didn't post videos of me losing. Obviously, I ended up posting a video about the Beedrill deck and how bad I think it is. But it was just like, from a content creation standpoint, the deck just, it wasn't anything to write home about, unfortunately. And that's my biggest gripe with this deck right now, isn't the fact that it itself isn't good. It's that the second you start using it, it gives you false hope by feeding you like 3, maybe 4 wins, and then it throws you into an MMR that is nothing but counterplays and mirror matches. And Giratina Mewtwo's biggest opponent is mirror matches. If you have the same level of setup, the same pacing, the same whatever, it's really, really difficult to work through unless you're the one to go first. And even if you're the one to go first, it doesn't work out in your favor. There is one thing that I personally want to change about this deck, and it will make sense and it won't make sense at the same time. I kind of want to remove the second Giratina and add a Team Rocket's Grunt. And the reason I want to do that is, 1, most times you only get to set up your Mewtwo and 1 Giratina. Rarely have I ever actually set up and used the second one. So there's less need for it. And if you have the ability to add a Team Rocket's Grunt, which the deck currently doesn't have, you have the opportunity and the very, very slim chance, but a chance, to stop your opponent from doing what they're doing. And I like that way more than not being able to do that, if that makes any sense. Now, part of me wants to switch Darkrai out front, or Giratina, or whoever they want to switch in right now with Sabrina. But the other part of me wants to just stack up Giratina and have it ready for the next turn. So I think what I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and hit this with a leaf real quick. We'll go ahead and retreat out the Mewtwo, put that on the back burner for a little bit. We'll throw the Giratina out front, and then we'll hit that ability, grab another energy, and hopefully be set for the next turn. Next turn, I will go ahead and use Sabrina to switch this Druddigon out and either take out the Wigglytuff or do some damage to the Giratina or the Darkrai. I guess we'll see what they do here. Maybe they use Leaf themselves and put themselves in a better position than I'm currently in. They're going to deal 20 damage with that. That'll bring me down to 150. Darkrai will come out most likely upon Leaf and then deal 100 damage, bringing me down to 50. Oh, they're just going to finish their turn. Okay. So, and here we go. Here's the second Giratina. Is it worth it? No. I'm going to say it isn't worth it. And it sucks to say that, but at the same time, let's just think about this. First off, they're either going to have to go into one of their EXs or just sacrifice the Wigglytuff. It's up to them. If they really care about the healing aspect, maybe they'll keep the Wigglytuff, but honestly, I would love for them to send it out. Even if it means that I'm only getting 1 point, I would love to kill that thing. It deserves to die in a fiery death. The art is terrifying. I'm going to go ahead and go for Chaotic Impact here. That's going to bring me down to 130. They'll bring me down to 110. They'll hit me with that. They'll have to use Red or a Giovanni in order to kill my Giratina this next turn. So hopefully that isn't the case. We'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we won't. The good thing, though, is that unless they have heals, we'll be able to follow suit next turn and kill it with the Mewtwo. And then we'll be perfectly set up the following turn to kill the Giratina as long as Mewtwo lives. So we should be in pretty decent standing here. They are going to heal 20 HP. Please don't have a potion. If you don't have a potion, I'm fine. They have a Pokemon Center Leader. Okay, so we're kind of screwed, but I guess we'll see what happens. That's really unfortunate, but expected. You know, it's expected. Now, they can't do anything to buff it up anymore, but the Giratina is going to be able to just come in here and throttle my Giratina. Giratina will fall. Next turn, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Mars and try to limit their hand, and maybe do a little bit of chip damage with the Mewtwo. Actually, I guess it depends on what I draw, because I do need to live one hit from Giratina in order to be able to do anything. I think we lose, because if they have a red, we lose. And it really boils down to that, which really sucks. I'm going to go ahead and attach an energy here. I'm going to use the Pokemon Center Lady. We'll heal up 30 HP, go back up to 170, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit him with a Psychic Sphere. The really unfortunate case here is that we probably just lose. My guess is that they will have a red in hand, and if they do, they just win. In the minimal chance that they don't, however, I don't really know how this will go, because okay, they're gonna Center Lady, so we're still gonna be able to kill the Giratina here, because they're not gonna be able to red, which is good for me. However, they're gonna deal 130. My counter will kill. Oh, they're gonna Druddigon. Okay, so I guess we're not taking any damage this turn, which is good for me potentially. If I draw Cyrus here, this is really good. If I draw Cyrus here, this is really good for us. It depends on whether or not I draw Cyrus, of course, but please. No. Okay. Well, I mean, the potion is going to be a little bit helpful, so that's a good thing. Part of me just wants to... Have they used both leaves? They haven't used a single leaf, actually. I don't want to sacrifice... I'm going to use Mars to limit their hand, but I don't want to sacrifice anything just to kill the Druddigon. So I think for this turn, I'm just going to go ahead and attach the Mewtwo with an energy and then build up the Giratina really quick. I'm really hoping that on this next turn... I draw a Cyrus. Because if I draw a Cyrus and I can get rid of the Darkrai, that'll make me a happy camper. Because I'm starting to build up... Actually, which would be better to take out here? I feel like potentially... I I feel like Darkrai should be the one to go. The only reason I say that is Giratina has bigger damage output, but the Darkrai is so annoying in terms of just being able to ping. This is the other reason why I just, like, searching in this deck is almost negligible. I almost feel like pulling out the Pokeballs, removing one of the Giratinas, and then just banking on the fact that I have to get it off of a professor's research. The deck structure, it seems nice in theory, but it is so convoluted it doesn't make any sense. What do I feel like doing here? Do I feel like retreating and setting up the Giratina to come in for swings? Or do I want to keep it the way that it is right now? I'm going to set up this. Let's see. I could retreat and set up the Giratina to be able to swing in for hits on the next turn. This really sucks. I'm gonna go ahead and retreat. I don't have a leaf, so it has to be for 2 energy. I could Dawn to bring it up, but there isn't a point for me to do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and Broken Space Bellow. I really need this next turn to... Best case scenario for me... Actually, best case scenario for me no longer matters, because they just kill my Giratina and they win if they switch out. Okay, they're going to Broken Space Bellow. I was going to say, best case scenario for me in that situation... Okay, we drew the Cyrus. Now, the question is, do I want to take out the Darkrai, or do I want to bring out the Giratina and risk losing it? The answer, we're definitely taking out the Darkrai. Reason for that... This is so sad. So sad indeed. I'm just going to attach an energy to the Giratina. I'm going to go ahead and Cyrus out this Darkrai. Unfortunately, we still lose. We still lose this game. I'm gonna go for it, deal 20 damage. The only way that we don't lose here is if they accidentally put out Druddigon. And if they accidentally put out Druddigon, they're throwing. Okay, so the Giratina is gonna come out next turn. They're just gonna be able to hit us for 130 and they just win. So it doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, it was an unfortunate match to go up at the first, for the first one, but at the same time, it's just, I really don't know how I feel about this deck. And I feel like maybe Jeudy, when they posted it, which also, I love the idea of naming the deck Judge Jeudy. I thought that was a really, really cool play on words. But I feel like when the deck initially was made and it was used, it was really good because it wasn't public knowledge. It probably got them up to Master Ball rank because it wasn't everywhere. And the deck, I will say, it has really been everywhere. Giratina, it's not like it's a secret that it could get you to Master Ball rank, but at the same time, I feel like now that it is public knowledge, oh, this is the deck that got me to top 10 in the entire game, or however the ranking system works. I don't know if it's region based or whatever, but it got him to number 10 in Master Ball, which is insane. We're gonna get into a second game. We're gonna continue playing, but I genuinely do feel like I want to tweak this a little bit and add the Team Rockets grunt, because I feel like that is the only way to get ahead. So the next game that we play, I'm going to do a little play test. I'm going to remove the second Giratina and I'm going to add a Team Rockets grunt, and we're going to see if that adjusts anything. Okay, let's get into the next game. Okay, game number 2. I haven't adjusted the layout down below because it might not stick, but if you just, okay, we drew the Team Rocket, so we have it in hand. That's good. Okay, and this is what I mean. Now we're perfectly fine. We have Mewtwo in hand, we have Pokeball. We no longer need any other Pokemon, period. We're fine, we're good. I don't think the second Giratina is necessary. I think it takes up a spot in the deck. I think the whole point of this is get in, get out, win, that's it, or lose. And with the 2 EXs and nothing else in play, you're gonna lose with those 2 EXs anyway. So why does it matter if there's a third one in there? I understand it's good for switch fodder, so you have ability to switch in with Sabrina if they have it, and that's great and that's nice. But at the end of the day, they knock out 2 of your Pokemon anyway, you're gonna lose. And in my mind, being able to limit the amount of time needed to get into the second game is crucial. So if they're gonna win, they're gonna win. Why stall it? Why delay the inevitable? Just get it over with. And this honestly may have been like the perfect hand. Obviously, we're not going up against a really great deck right now because we're only using EXs, and Meowscarada deals like 130 damage to an EX Pokemon. And if they have red, it deals 150 and kills both of us without any of our tools. So that really sucks for us. But I guess we'll just see if my little adjustment made it any better. Again, like I said, I'm not adjusting the layout on screen. It'll be the same deck that Jeudy posts because that's what this whole video is for. But I really do just want to see if the adjustment that I make here today will make it better in the long run. Now, I do have Leaf in hand, so I am just going to build up the Giratina and keep the Mewtwo out just to stall for a little bit, maybe not take so much damage that isn't necessary. We are going to be able to take out the Sprigatito on this next turn, though, so as long as they don't evolve both into Floragato, we're fine. I think we should be okay in this game. They may even concede, and if that's the case, we'll just take it as like a wash. It won't really matter. We didn't really see what the deck could do with the Team Rocket. I would say that this was a pretty advantageous hand that we had. I'm really hoping they don't draw a Floragato off of this, but even if they do, they're not going to have the energies needed to be able to do anything on the following turn. They are going to Pokeball. Is this going to be a Weedle, Beedrill style deck? I feel like I see that a lot, and I really want Beedrill to work. You have no idea. I am Beedrill's biggest fan. I love Beedrill. I love the concept of the card. It's going to take so much. It's going to take so much for me to believe that that deck is good. It will take so much for me to believe that that deck is worth using in competitive. I don't know if it's going to take a whole another set to come out. I don't know if it's going to take one person that's just like, yo, this is how you should run it, and then you just run it. Like, I don't know if the way I need to run Beedrill is run one Weedle, one Kakuna, one Beedrill, that's it, and then just run a bunch of healing, a bunch of stall, a bunch of like Team Rocket. I don't know what I have to do to make Beedrill good. I really want it to be good though. I'm going to drop the Giant Cape onto the Giratina here just because it will be the one that is out front. I'm going to go ahead and use Leaf and retreat the Mewtwo into the Giratina. And then we're pretty much set for the time being. There's no energies on board aside from their active Pokemon, so they're going to be a little bit delayed. And we're pretty ahead on things, if I were to say so. So I'm going to go ahead and go for Chaotic Impact here. Just kill this Floragato, and the next one that comes out, I would assume would be Weedle, because it can evolve and try to paralyze me. That would be their best case scenario. Really hope we draw into, what's it called? Pokemon Center Lady. That would be hilarious. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the deck. I've kind of already spoken my truth on it. I feel like the fact that it was brought into the spotlight and like proclaimed as this is the deck that got me to Master Ball rank 10 or whatever, it kind of flooded the scene with the deck, and it made it less good because there's a lot more counters to it now. And that's just the way of the game. I'm not blaming Jeudy, obviously. If I had a deck that performed that well and it got me to Master Ball rank, I would have posted about it like crazy. I would make a video on it. I would do everything that I could to get it out there. It's just, it's unfortunate how fast the meta shifts to be able to counteract what's happening. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It keeps everybody on their toes and makes it hard to climb. It's really good. I like it. Now, what would make me even happier is if we drew a Sabrina, which we didn't. That kind of sucks. I'm going to go ahead and go for a potion here just to counteract a little bit of the damaging process that happened. I'm going to attach this Rocky Helmet to the Mewtwo as well. And then I'm just going to go ahead and kill this Kakuna. And the thing that sucks about it, though, is that this Floragato is going to be able to come in here relatively quickly and just sweep us on the next turn if it is a Meowscarada. Actually, what could it do? Max 150 if they have a red. If they have a red, it kills Giratina. If they don't, however, that's pretty good. Maybe I shuffle their hand here. I know it's going to give them 3 instead of 1, but let's just shake up their hand. Maybe they had a red and now they don't. I'm going to go ahead and hit that Chaotic Impact, kill the Kakuna. The next Pokemon to come out will hopefully not be Meowscarada. And we'll know basically right now if it is or isn't by them retreating. I would assume that we've pretty much locked it if... I would say that we've pretty much locked it in stone if they didn't have a red in hand. They are going to heal, which is fine, I guess. I guess it depends on what... Oh, they're going to Team Rocket Grunt. Can you get a tail for me? No, you're just going to land heads. You're going to land 2. Awesome. Okay, so they didn't red this turn, which is really good. Oh, they didn't evolve either. Interesting. Okay, well, I can't attack this turn, which is unfortunate, but what I can do is I can Team Rocket Grunt right back and probably be less lucky. Okay, we got 1 heads. Only got 1. Okay, so they're still going to be able to... Actually, does Meowscarada need 3 energies, or does it need 2 energies to attack? I genuinely don't know. I probably should have just put the energy onto the Mewtwo, just because I would have been able to get up next turn with the energy. But it's okay. It's okay. No, they only need 2 energies. Okay, cool. So we just lose. That really sucks. Definitely should have put the energy onto the Mewtwo here. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. I need to draw a heal. If I don't draw a heal here, we lose, unfortunately. So let's see what happens. We're going to draw into a heal, but it unfortunately isn't going to be enough of a heal in order for it to really do anything. I am going to go ahead and hit the energy here. We'll go ahead and Giovanni, and then we're just going to go ahead and attack. With the Psychic Sphere, it's going to do 60 damage, bring him down to 80. So yeah, unfortunately, we do just lose here because they're going to be able to deal 130 damage exactly, even without red. And they have an Erica to heal, so that's not that great. We're just going to lose this one as well. I really want this deck. I really want this deck to perform. I really do want it to perform. I don't think shifting out the Team Rocket is what lost us that game. I really don't think it is, if I'm being honest, because we already used the Leaf. It's not like we would have been able to use the other one as like a stall fodder to switch back out into Mewtwo and kill it that way. I really don't think that that was detrimental. Let's run one more. Let's see if I can somehow get this thing to work. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about this deck because in theory, in concept, it is good. In execution, I feel like it doesn't do it anymore. And maybe it's just my luck, but genuinely, it got me from Great Ball 1 to Great Ball 2. And after it got me to Great Ball 2 on a like 5-win streak, I have done nothing but break even the whole time. I am still technically net positive with the deck because I moved from Great Ball 1 to Great Ball 2. But after that 4 or 5 game win streak, whatever it was, I have yet to actually go positive. I've been at the same like MMR, same like ELO, whatever you want to call it, the same score for like the past, I'd say probably like 10 hours of playing. It's a constant back and forth. So we'll get into the next game. We'll see if it actually can go for like, if we can actually get a win. Moving on. Okay, game number 3. We're going to go second, which is really good, I guess. Let's see. Are we going to go 0 for 3 in this video today? If we go 0 for 3 with the deck that's supposed to carry me to Master Ball rank 10, like, that's insane. I will say, it could just be this ELO. Like, it could be like I'm hard stuck gold in Valorant, or whatever you want to consider it. Maybe it's just this portion of the ELO that is incredibly difficult because it has the highest saturation of players. I don't know. I don't know how the ranking system works in this game. I don't know if like the majority of players are in this ELO, but it is very, very feels bad that a deck that is supposed to be like this amazing deck to climb with, this meta deck, it just can't seem to win anything. Kind of funny, personally speaking. I think it's kind of funny. We're gonna build up the Giratina just a little bit before anything happens. My best case scenario here is I draw into a Dawn on the next turn and we just like don't take any damage on the Mewtwo, but we are unfortunately going to be taking damage on the Mewtwo. We're also going up against an interesting deck here. I haven't really seen Starmie in a while, so that's kind of interesting. The other deck that seems to be like meta relevant right now is Gyarados. I would love to take a look at that deck and see if it is actually meta relevant. Basically, at this point, I'm just trying to use any deck that will get me to climb. I don't know if you guys can tell. Kind of tired of sitting at Great 2. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and attach an energy onto the Mewtwo here just so that there's some potential to be able to retreat out on the next one. The other thing that would be nice is, I guess, maybe adding 1 or 2 X speeds. Maybe I could, since I'm only using 2 Pokemon, maybe I can remove the Rocky Helmet and just add an X speed. I feel like that would be kind of nice. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this deck anymore, to be completely honest. I was playing it like all day yesterday after work and like just deck testing and tweaking it and like trying to modify it however I see fit. And I didn't end up making any like long-term changes, of course, because here we are, we're talking about the deck right now. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, genuinely speaking, what am I supposed to do here? Because the only thing that I could see that would like work potentially is like I Dawn or I attach an energy and I eat a hit for another turn and they can just Cyrus me right back in. Do I just use it? Am I just gonna let Mewtwo die here and then hope Giratina? I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. I guess this is just the day of deck testing. Let's just go ahead and do that. We have Giratina fully set up now. This Mewtwo is just gonna bite the dust, and then maybe I can come in here on the next turn and do everything that I need to in order to win. Maybe I do something crazy and I draw into red. If I draw into red and I can one-shot the Starmie, maybe we have a chance here. I don't really know, but the fact that I can't, like, I just have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts and not enough time to talk about all of them. We don't even draw into the red, so that's cool. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and Mars, just because there's nothing else that we can do in that situation. I'm gonna Mars. We can't Cyrus, we can't Sabrina because we don't have it in hand. I'll attach an energy just because I guess we can. And then I can't Pokeball because I will get nothing from it. We'll Chaotic Impact. We'll take myself down to 130. After their hit, we'll go down to 40 damage or 40 HP. We can go back up to 70 with the Pokemon Center lady. They're gonna Pokeball search for probably, I would assume a Magikarp. I don't really know. Oh, they're gonna get Eevee. Okay, so it's Glaceon. It's a Glaceon build. That's good to know. I don't really know what to think about this deck. There's basically no avenue that we come out on top here, which is unfortunate. The only thing that could give us like a brief glimpse of hope is the fact that I have a Pokeball or a Pokemon Center lady and a potion here. It'll bring us back up to 90. We'll go down to 70. And then unless they evolve their Staryu, we can live one more hit, which is good for us. I'm going to go for a Chaotic Impact and kill the Starmie. It'll take me to 2 points. It'll be 2-2. I'm down to 70 HP. It literally just has to do with the fact of them not having it. They just need to not have the Starmie. And I'm assuming that they do because they put it out front. So if they do, we lose. They're going to use a research. Please don't draw into the Starmie. I'm waiting. They conceded. I guess they didn't draw into their Starmie. Okay, so we won one. Yippee, hooray. The Wonder Pets have saved the day, or Super Pets, or whatever that show. Did I just date myself? Let me know in the comments down below if you understood the reference. I don't know what to think about the deck. Part of me wants to say it's immaculate. Part of me wants to say that it's null and void now. It doesn't matter. I'm split into thirds. One says that it's good, one says that it's good, but it doesn't matter anymore because counterplay is at hand. And the third portion of me just says that maybe it's the elo, maybe Great Ball has like the highest saturation of players that are all trying to crawl out of it, so they're all using the same deck. I don't know. I really don't know what to think about it. I would play one more game, but I genuinely just don't want to. So we're gonna end it here. Okay, that's the deck. Jeudy, if you happen to be watching the video, I don't blame you. The deck is good in theory. I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm glad that it worked for you. I'm really glad that it worked for you, but it unfortunately just isn't doing it for me. And this isn't just me coming down and like throwing the deck together and playing 1 or 2 games. I played for like probably 8 or 9 hours. And moved nowhere in the competitive ranking. Maybe 9 hours is a stretch. Maybe it was more like 5 or 6, like on and off with time in between. But the highest win streak that I had was 4 games or 4 or 5 games, and that was like Great Ball 1 to 2. And now that I'm in 2, I can't seem to do anything. I just break even half the time. I'll lose 2 games and I'll win 1, and then I'll lose 2 games and I'll win 1. Kind of like what happened today in today's video. With all that being said, let me know in the comment section down below if there's any other decks that have been working for you. I feel like the next deck that I do is going to be a Quagsire build, just because it's my boy. I love that deck. And then maybe I'll take a look at that Maybe I'll take a look at the Gyarados deck that is also running rampant in the meta right now. So I don't know. Stay tuned. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's anything else you want me to use, or if there's anything else you want to see in terms of content. Like if you do, sub if you're new. But I'm out. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.